Hey, good afternoon, guys. 3:45 Eastern Time, November, Monday, September 5th, 2016. Hope everybody's doing well. And it is a bank holiday here in North America, both in Canada and the U.S. It's Labor Day, so the markets have been quiet today. I really haven't looked at them much. Certainly don't have any trades on at the moment. But I just want to make a quick video regarding some news that's coming out in about just under 9 hours time. And that is right here, the Australian dollar cash rate and RBA's rate statement. Now they are expecting to hold rates unchanged. So assuming that they do, the key will be in the rate statement. Now if they decide to cut, then obviously that's going to be very bearish for the Aussie, but right now they're not expecting to make a change. Now, full disclaimer, of course, we have almost 9 hours till this news comes out, so when I show you the charts, keep that in mind, that this is how it looks right now, but I certainly will be looking at it later on to see if there's any change there. So, alright, so that's what this video will be about, and that comes out at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 12:30 p.m. in Australia. So, but this is New York time. Okay. So let's go to some charts here. You may see something a little bit different about my candlesticks here. I'm kind of playing around with this. I don't know if I'm going to stay with it, but what I did here is I took the wicks off my chart, and I only see the basically the open and the close of the candle. So I'll just show you here. If I put the wicks back on, there they are, okay? But I just set a template that doesn't show the wicks. And I'm just experimenting. I'm not encouraging anybody to do this, but just if you're looking at it and say, what's wrong with your candles? There's nothing wrong with them. I took the wicks off just so I can kind of see the patterns more easily. Now this is my MT5 account. I do not trade on this account. This is just my MT5 demo account here. And I use it for analysis because it has all the time frames, but I don't trade on this account. My live account, which is an MT4 account, does have all the wicks, and so when I do go to place a trade, I can properly set stop loss levels in particular. Alright, so I can get a better overall view. So I just use this just for kind of a cleaner view of the actual trend, and the high and the low on the wicks don't necessarily help me with that. So I'm just playing around with this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it long term, but anyways, if you're looking at it, that's why it looks the way it does. Okay, so and basically it's very easy to do that. If you go into your property setting, this is MT4 or MT5, and you go into the colors tab, and where you see your bar up and your bar down, those are the wicks. If you pick candlesticks, the bar up and bar down is the wicks, and I just set it to none. So that's all you got to do. Just set it to none. If it doesn't have an option for none, I think MT4 is the same way, but if it doesn't have an option for none, then you just set the bar to the same color as your background. So I have a black background, so I would just set the bars to the same color and you just won't see them. But in this case, I just set it to none, okay? And everything else stays the same. So that's how I did this. Okay, so anyways, just looking really briefly at the charts here. This is the pound Aussie, and let's go down a little bit here. You can see around the the 4 or 3 hour, we have this uptrend here, which looks like it's definitely in a correction. Go down to the 1 hour. We had this move up last week, and now we're correcting down. This is clearly is a correction to me. Now this may have been the end of it right here. This may have been the end of the correction, and now we're in an ABC right here going down. So let's go down a little further here. That this move up was the end of this correction here, and now we're in an ABC down, and I would expect when the news comes out that this will go up. So again, that means that the Aussie news would be negative. Now it doesn't mean they're going to cut rates. It just means that maybe the rate statement will be not favorable. Maybe they will cut rates in a surprise. I'll be reading the news news headlines. That's the other thing. I'll be going on like forexlive.com and reading the news headlines leading up to it as well, just to see what the analysts are saying. But anyways, so this looks to be a correction. This is the 30-minute chart, but if we go back out again, here that is. Here was that potential end of a correction, which is now moving up, which is now in and of self-correcting here. So looks to be at least short-term bullish for the pound Aussie. Okay, so let's go to the Euro Aussie, and we'll zoom out a little bit here. Let's say, this is this. Yeah, maybe go down one more. So here's the 6-hour chart, and you can clearly see a trend right here. There's probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a trend right here, and this whole thing is kind of moving sloppy and choppy and sideways. So this potentially could, this news could potentially signal the end of this correction. And I'm not counting this. I mean, there might be an ABC, in here. There could be an ABC X ABC. I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at the shape of it, and it looks corrective to me. You have this spike down on the last couple of on some of these candles, but I think this is probably a C wave down, and it probably will continue to drift lower leading up to the news. Looks like this wants to go down again, and so that's okay. I'll be looking to potentially see this drift lower over the next several hours, and then when the news comes out, to look for it to go up. So again, Euro Aussie looks bullish, and just taking a look at these other time frames. Again, here's the daily chart. Impulsive move up, potential correction down here. Okay, but you can really see it better when you get down to, say, the 4 to 8 hour time frame. So, all right, okay, so that would suggest that the news will be bad for the Aussie. So let's look at a couple of the Aussie pairs. The one that I kind of homed in on is the Aussie Swiss, which I probably don't trade this pair, but just to look at it for analysis. Let's find a good time frame here. So I'm looking at this as a trend. This is an impulsive move down. Looks like a completed trend, and then this whole thing looks like a correction. You've got, overlapping choppy waves here. Let's try to look at the CCI indicator here. This is suggestive of a corrective move going up, spread apart. And here it is back on the 6-hour, and again, looks to be, a corrective move. So I would expect this to move down. So that's the Aussie Swiss. And again, we've got, several more candles to paint here. So this may go up again. We may see, had a quick look here. Okay, so that's about it, guys. I just wanted to kind of make this one clear. And, again, please do not take anything I say here with, don't trade based off on this. Make your own analysis, make your own decisions. This is, of course, subject to change as we get closer to the news, because it's still several hours away, and we'll see what things look like heading into the news. But at the moment, it looks to be at least short to middle term bearish for the Aussie. If I'm going to trade it, it'll probably be, in terms of the pairs that look the best, probably be pound Aussie, Euro Aussie long, and maybe Aussie Swiss short. So that's what I'd be looking at right now. So anyways, guys, hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. And probably there's quite a bit of news coming out this week. So hopefully I'll be back on the mic at some point to make a couple more of these this week. Because like I said, there's some decent stuff coming out this week. So take a look at Forex Factory, and especially those high impact news events, and stay tuned. It was a quiet week last week, so hopefully we'll have some more opportunities this week. Alright guys, talk to you.